me! Move me out!
You will go one-on-one with The Undertaker!
Hello everybody and welcome to Hit the Books Summerslam pay-per-view special. I am your host, as always, Ryan Knightsey, and with me, as always, is no longer the man of 1,000 nicknames, but today he is the Taco Bell Kid, the man behind the pen of SmackDown Live, Mikey, man, Freddie. How do ye, Mikey?
God damn it.
Well, what's up?
How do ye, Ryan? How do ye?
I do pretty good.
Listen, I'm hot. Because I'm hot because all of the action is heating up here at SummerSlam.
Perfect.
I need some air conditioning. I need maybe a fan or something because it is warm in here. But nonetheless, I am excited for the one of the biggest events if not the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam.
Lucky for you, COVID does not exist in our booking universe, so this Amway Center is stacked to the brim with fans.
This SummerSlam here in Boston is stacked to the brim.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was Boston here. We have a Boston show and Sasha Banks is even on. God dang it. Doesn't matter.
It's fine.
It's fine. Doesn't matter. If you don't know, first off, if you're new to this program, great way to jump in on SummerSlam. I always think the pay-per-views are a great way to either catch up or jump in. Good starting point. It's like
this is especially SummerSlam because this is basically where the whole podcast started, right?
Pretty much. The episode following SummerSlam was our draft, I believe. And then the week after that was our first thing of SmackDown.
Yeah. So
yeah, basically 2 years ago, at SummerSlam 2018 is when we broke off. So I always think the pay-per-views are a great way to start. If you don't know who we are, welcome. But let me explain it. Each and every single week, we are a fantasy booking podcast. It's basically kind of like GM mode. Where basically Mikey and I are writing up our own versions of both Raw and SmackDown. I'm handling Raw. Mikey's handling SmackDown. So every single week we write and present our own versions of those shows to you, the audience, which then you can vote to say who had the better card. But of course we have pay-per-views. So every month or so we prep and prime ourselves, souls, and bodies for a pay-per-view special that we are presenting today. And that pay-per-view is SummerSlam, the biggest party of the summer. You'll never see it coming.
Of the summer.
Yes. So, Mikey, I'm excited. I'm very excited for this episode, not only for all the new listeners who may be listening in, but for us to present each other. I think we got some solid, stacked lineup here. I don't know if it's our best card. I think, honestly, our last pay-per-view was probably a better card, just looking at it. But I think...
our last pay-per-view was really good. Extreme Rules was awesome.
Stacked. But looking at this card, I think at least on the Raw side, this is the opener for story moments. I
think this lives up to the SummerSlam hype for me.
I think it does too. For me as well. I think like I said, for the Raw side, I think it's like it is the point of turning on stories. We've already, kind of when you're building up to SummerSlam, you're sort of like circling the drain a little bit on trying to tell some good stories. But I think SummerSlam for me is like always the moment that it's like, here we go, we're going off in this direction.
Yep, I like it. I'm very excited. It's like a good launching point.
Yeah. How do you feel about SummerSlam?
I love SummerSlam. I think it's always great. I like that it's basically mini WrestleMania sometimes. Like when they book it super well. I'm very excited for our card. I think we booked it pretty well. And I'm really excited to see where all of these branching storylines lead to.
Yes, I'm very intrigued at the very least. Well, with all of that out of the way, with all that preamble out of the way, Mikey, do you want to give us the rundown? Let's go. We'll trade back and forth to give the rundown to the folks at home on the official card order, the official SummerSlam pay-per-view card 2020 of Hit the Books. Mm-hmm. You want to start off?
Yeah, let's do it. We're starting off on the pre-show with the New Day with Xavier Woods versus the Usos.
Also on the pre-show, we have Andrade, who's going to be coming out with, of course, Zelina Vega and John Morrison against Chad Gable, who's going to be walking out with Daniel Bryan. I like the new little team up here of Morrison and Andrade.
Yes. Our last pre-show match is the Street Profits versus Undisputed Era for a number one contenders match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
Exciting, which of course will lead into later in the show, but in the official pay-per-view show, we have, starting off, Pete Dunne versus Roderick Strong for the United States Championship.
After that, we're rolling right into Sheamus versus R-Truth for the Intercontinental Championship.
Then we will have Asuka versus Ember Moon, that one-on-one match that we haven't seen since, what was it, Money in the Bank?
Yeah, that was the last time we saw them fight each other.
Haven't seen in 3 months? 4 months?
Yeah. Ember Moon has been off in the training dungeon, I guess.
She's in Canada, in the Heart Dungeon.
After that, we have Roman Reigns with LLC versus Aleister Black.
Then we will have, for the Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss defend her title against Liv Morgan.
After that, we have Adam Cole versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage match, and if Adam Cole wins, Owens quits.
Yes, huge stipulation on that one. The next up, we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, where it's one nation defending their titles against the winner of that pre-show match, Street Profits or Undisputed Era.
After that, we have Bayley versus Ruby Riott for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and neither of them are allowed to have any seconds at ringside.
So, no Undisputed Era members, no... I guess Banks and Bayley aren't really a thing anymore, but...
I guess Pete Dunne?
No Pete Dunne, I guess. Basically no Undisputed Era.
Yeah, that was the point.
The concept. Next up, we have a triple threat for the WWE Championship, and it is going to be Brock Lesnar defending the title against both AJ Styles and Keith Lee. Big time moment for Keith Lee. Big time moment.
After that, we have a TLC match between Edge and Seth Rollins.
Yes, bringing it old school, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And in your main event, it is official for the Universal Championship, the biggest crown in all of WWE, I guess.
That's what they tell me.
That's what it says on this card. It is probably the biggest match we've ever done in Hit the Books history, and it is Drew McIntyre, the Hunter, challenging Randy Orton, the Viper, for the Universal Championship. Huge time matchup, and it is your main event.
I'm so excited to get into this card.
Yeah, I think, like we said, I think there's a lot of potential for storytelling and a lot of potential for solid reveals and solid results. So without further ado, Mikey, let's get started. We're opening up with 2 matches from Raw on the pre-show. It's going to be first off, the New Day versus the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this is sort of a backlash of the sort of Aleister Black, Roman Reigns angle, with the Usos being involved in that, attacking Aleister Black. The New Day sort of investigating.
No, Ryan, Backlash was 2 pay-per-views ago.
Dang it, I forgot. Well,
This is SummerSlam. It's August. Wake up.
I've been asleep this whole time. So the Usos versus New Day. This has sort of been the result of that whole storyline as well. They're having a pre-show match here, so it's always, and it's also the Usos versus the New Day, so it's always going to be a solid sort of tag teams. Sadly, I wanted to have them have a match here, Mikey, but I was like, pre-show, sadly.
Pre-show.
Sorry to put you guys there, but they're happening here, and they open up the pre-show, and it will be the Usos getting the victory. All
right. Victory for the Bloodline here.
Yes. So, any thoughts on that, Mikey? Thoughts on the Usos getting the victory, if any? Do you have any takes?
I think it makes sense. You've been building Reigns and the Usos as the Bloodline coming up. Their heel turn. I think this is the Usos' one of their first matches since that happened, or I don't really remember.
I think it's their official first 2-on-2. Is it their first 2-on-2 match since they're back? Hold on, let me double check. Double checking. I feel like they fought. Oh no, they fought LLC before, and because they came back and were feuding with LLC, and then when the big reveal happened, a couple cards ago. The Usos then, did they face anyone since then? They teamed with LLC at some point. They teamed with Roman against R-Truth and Two Fly Guys. Oh yeah, here we go. Usos versus Two Fly Guys. That'll be week after they revealed. So I'm building up the Usos a little bit more, and also in a not necessarily bad way, but also sort of winding down the New Day. They won the titles, so we're just sort of cycling down the New Day for a little bit and building up the Usos. Next up on the pre-show, it is Andrade with Vega and Morrison taking on Chad Gable but with his teacher, his I don't want to say master, but teacher Daniel Bryan.
All right, I'm excited for this match. I like the team of Andrade and Morrison. I like Morrison having Andrade's back. He's in the corner. I like having Bryan with Chad Gable. I think this is a great match with two interesting pairings. Yeah,
Andrade and Morrison were a team that I used when I was setting up the Sheamus Miz storyline, and I had Andrade come in there at some point to as a mystery opponent, I believe who it was. And Andrade was of course feuding with Daniel Bryan at the time. Then we had Gable coming in, but I like that pairing so much of Andrade and Morrison. There's something about that lucha sort of idea behind it that I very much enjoy. The CMLL AAA team there.
That's it. There's their team name. Underground Lucha.
Raw Underground Lucha. So I had that going there, and then I throw in Chad Gable as well to sort of get some momentum in his direction. And let's keep that momentum up, Mikey, by having him defeat Andrade on the pre-show of SummerSlam.
All right. So Chad Gable getting a big victory here.
Yes, I want to show that Daniel Bryan is a good teacher. And of course, maybe there's the idea of rolling Andrade and Morrison into the tag division down the line. Who knows? I certainly don't know yet, but we'll find out at some point together. Together we'll find out. So yeah, Chad Gable gets the win as well.
I like it. All right, well, that leads us into our last pre-show match, which is SmackDown's first match on the card. Street Profits versus Undisputed Era for the number one contender spot for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships later tonight against One Nation. And in this one, Undisputed Era gets the victory. Fish and O'Reilly pick it up over the Street Profits. Wow. So they will be taking on One Nation later tonight.
Wow, that is, I would argue, a huge... I don't want to say a huge win for Undisputed Era, but for a team that was not in the number one contenders ladder match 2 weeks ago, who...
For them to come and steal it?
For them not only to come and get this opportunity with the loss of Birch's body part and Oni Lorcan being out of the...
in the ladder match, Birch just lost his arm. It was wild.
Yeah, it's like Mr. Potato Head when he just pop off his arm or something.
We're putting a new one on him as we speak. It'll be on in about 26 weeks.
Yeah, he's down the line he's going to compete in an arm for a leg match. But yeah, so not being in that match, them getting this opportunity to not only get this pre-show match, but then win it, and then get an actual title shot against One Nation later the night. I think it's solid part on one Undisputed Era. Wasn't expecting Undisputed Era here. We were hoping Birch and Lorcan, but they're taking the most out of the taking the most out of the opportunity, I guess.
Yeah, I felt like Undisputed Era sneaking their way into this mini tournament that happened last week was there, and then getting the win here was very Undisputed Era. Basically, they snuck in and they stole it. They stole it.
Yeah. Question for you, and obviously, but I like to imagine that when you say stole it, I like to imagine that Undisputed Era legit stole this victory from Street Profits. I don't know what they would have done, but a cheap roll up or something, or some sort of fashion where they got the win over Street Profits by slipping in.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anyone's at ringside because everybody has matches tonight.
Yeah, everyone's prepping.
Yeah. So I think they trusted Fish and O'Reilly to handle it themselves, and I think they did.
They did. They got the win.
They did, yeah. Classic NXT matchup here: Street Profits versus Era.
Yeah, I can't ask too many questions about booking decisions yet because the actual match is until later tonight.
Yeah, the actual title match is later tonight, yes.
I like the pay-per-views because we get to like reveal a little bit of our booking ideas about like why we make decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't ask any of those questions until later. We can go into the actual SummerSlam card, Mikey, and of course we're starting off with SmackDown. We're
officially now on the WWE Network only.
Yes, get off of Twitter.
Go ahead and pay that $10 a month.
Yes, or no? Can you get it if you have the free version of WWE Network?
I don't know.
I don't know that answer. We'll look that up.
Go pay that $10 a month and get on our main card.
Yeah,
because we're starting off strong with the United States Championship match between Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong. This match has been building up for a while. Roderick Strong challenged Pete Dunne a few weeks back, and the two have been feuding since. And in this one, Roderick Strong picks up the victory, dethroning our United States champion Pete Dunne.
Wow.
New United States champion.
Wow. I legit was not expecting Roderick Strong to get the win here. Oh wow, that's a huge decision, Mikey. So we got Undisputed Era win their contenders match, and then Roderick Strong win the United States Championship.
Good start for Era.
Great start for Era. Getting the gold out from Dunn. Was not expecting. I did have a question before because I forgot to ask it last episode. It doesn't ultimately matter, I guess. But last episode, your main event was Pete Dunne and Bayley versus Roderick Strong and Ruby Riott. And I saw that Pete Dunne and Bayley got the win. Who pinned whom in that match?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, who? The champions won that, but who did they pin?
I think based on this, I think Dunne pinned Strong.
Dunne pinned Strong, and then Strong won the championship.
Yes.
He had more motivation because he's like, I want the win back as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Roderick Strong. So,
Ruby Riott pinned Pete. No.
Yeah, it was an intergender match, not a mixed tag.
I mean, I feel like if 4 people would be up for it.
That's fair. That's probably actually fair. Yeah, I think is it a solid pick? I don't really have like any ideas or questions for you yet because it's like we're sort of waiting to see how
the rest of the card plays out and how the rest of Undisputed Era does tonight.
Yeah, my question
because now every single member of Undisputed Era is on the card.
Not only is every Undisputed Era member on the card, but 4 out of 5 of them have title matches, and one of them already won their titles. So I'm intrigued to say the least. And it's not a title match, but Adam Cole versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage match where Owens is forced to quit if he loses. Like that's not something to shake your tail feather at. Mm-hmm. Which is a phrase I wasn't expecting to say today, but here we are. Okay, yeah, I like it. I think it's a solid. Is it an upset? Not really. I think it was probably a solid hard work match though. Speaking of hard-worked match, next up is the Intercontinental title match with Sheamus defending his title against R-Truth.
Honestly, who would have seen it coming?
Only me, apparently. R-Truth won the Battle Royal by being thrown out of the ring, not over the top rope.
R-Truth wins by doing nothing.
R-Truth won by doing nothing, and he got into this sort of title match against Sheamus. Of course, it's sort of like... the reason I did this match, Mikey, I'll reveal now, is because of the whole hard truth angle with R-Truth and then the sort of involvement of Sheamus. So it's sort of like a thank you to R-Truth to get him a title shot, but then also like bring it back of being like, oh, Sheamus R-Truth, it's kind of a rivalry that happened.
It's almost a rivalry.
Yeah, I think it's of the hottest. I was thinking about it as I was kind of come up with a match here for the IC title. I was like, what's the biggest rivalry that Sheamus could have right now? And I was like, well, maybe R-Truth, actually. When R-Truth arrested him.
Incredible. What a great way to start a feud.
I don't want to say, like, mistakenly arrested him, but he, like, arrested an innocent man, and also R-Truth is not a police officer.
No.
So
absolutely not.
Yeah. But it does not matter because the winner here is Sheamus.
All right.
Yeah,
Saw that one coming.
Yeah, not a huge surprise. I didn't really have. And
you're right, Ryan. R-Truth isn't just R-Truth isn't a police officer. He's a detective. Please get it right.
Oh yes, my mistake. Yes, that is my mistake. Yeah, I'll admit I did not really have anything for Sheamus on this thing, so I did the Battle Royal and sort of teased the Battle Royal to kind of have something. Mm-hmm. And it was gonna be Sheamus.
All right.
It's gonna be Sheamus no matter what. But
this is just gonna be Sheamus.
It was just gonna be Sheamus. But yeah. So Sheamus get the win. Thoughts on that, Mikey?
That makes sense.
Okay. Well, then there we go.
Yeah.
Well, let's move into the next match.
Next match, we have Asuka versus Ember Moon. This match got built up a couple weeks ago when Ember Moon revealed herself to be the one who's been helping Sasha Banks get some victories here and there. And Asuka went to go attack Sasha Banks last week, and Ember Moon revealed herself and made the save, and basically rekindled her feud with Asuka. She wants revenge for what happened months ago at Money in the Bank, where she lost the women's title match against Asuka. And she thinks Asuka pushed her aside as a friend and a tag team partner for the gold. So Ember has a score to settle. And in this match, she does settle the score, and Ember Moon picks up the victory.
Wow. Ember Moon gets the victory over Asuka. Yeah, I mean, this is not only moving off the rivalry, but this is also Ember Moon's first match in however many months. In classic WWE style, that typically the person wins that match then.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun fact about that, Mikey. I say WWE style because in New Japan, when someone returns, they almost always lose their first match. And by almost always, I want to say it's 99% they will lose that match.
I think Ember Moon winning this match makes sense, though.
I agree. I think Asuka is coming down a little bit. Ember Moon, you've purposely pushed her off to come into this match, and this being the first match, obviously I don't think this rivalry is over. And that's my interpretation. I don't know if you think the same. I guess you don't necessarily want to reveal those cards, but
not quite yet.
I don't think this rivalry is over. Of course, obviously there's the pay-per-view next, which is always intriguing to see. But I guess we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
What do you think about this feud?
I like it. I like the Ember Moon Asuka feud. I like how the feud stemmed from them used to being tag team partners and Asuka winning the title, and Ember Moon believing that Asuka kind of pushed her away for Ember Moon believing that Asuka pushed her away for the championship over their tag team is a good reason to want vengeance, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I think holding off Ember Moon for all these months was a good call. And I have a reason for her to be helping Sasha, which obviously she'll be going back to after this. We'll see more of Ember Moon and Sasha probably working together, which I'm very excited about. Yeah,
that's something that needs to be said, is that Ember Moon was sort of helping Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks was in a downward spiral of losses, but Ember Moon helped her pull herself back up. Was Sasha Banks involved in this match at all, or do we see her in Boston?
We see. I would say Sasha Banks is. I wouldn't say ringside with Ember Moon because I don't know if they're on that level yet, because Ember Moon kind of just revealed herself to be the one helping Sasha all this time. We're not really sure how Sasha's feeling about that quite exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe she's watching from the back,
Okay, Sasha Banks watches the match from the back. I like that. She's sort of watching to see how this sort of goes, if this is a good person to tie her boat to. Is that a phrase? Tie your boat to? Is that something?
It is now.
It made sense, right?
Yeah, to dock her boat. No, I don't know.
To tie her boat to?
Tie her boat to.
I guess Ember Moon is the pier then? Oh, and then
Ember Moon is the dock to Sasha Banks' boat.
Yes, exactly. Ember Moon is her peer, but also their peers. For different spelling.
Ryan, what match is next?
What match is next? That match is going to be Roman Reigns versus Aleister Black. The one-on-one match that we've been seemingly building for practically for like a month or two, but like realistically, like a couple months since like the beginning, since like WrestleMania. But Jesus, since WrestleMania, that was so long ago. If you think about it,
it's been quite the build, basically. A lot of detective work by R-Truth.
Yeah, well, maybe not a lot of work. It's at least effort, I guess. Yeah, so it's sort of like
we're building
looking
into it, man.
And a match that has, in a way, been built since April, May-ish, with Aleister Black out of action, Roman Reigns taking his spot, trying to get back to that WWE Championship, not actually succeeding, and Aleister Black is out for revenge, and will he get it one-on-one against Roman Reigns? Of course, Roman Reigns has the LLC in his corner, Bobby Lashley and Cesaro.
I'm going to be honest with you. This match makes me excited for not only Roman Reigns and Aleister Black feud, but it also makes me excited for future feuds with The Fiend, possibly.
Ooh, why do you say that?
Because I feel like with The Fiend, after people fight The Fiend, they change for like the worse. So I'm excited to see how more people change after they fight The Fiend, you know?
Yeah, and that was an idea I had going into Extreme Rules, is like the concept that whenever you interact with the Fiend, you are worsened in some capacity.
Because the Fiend brings out that dark side, that's the whole thing,
the whole
right?
premise.
Yeah.
Whether it be a emotional change, spiritual change, whatever, or when it comes to like Daniel Bryan and Braun Strowman recently, a physical change where they have to lose their hair. Or Goldberg, who just doesn't do anything. He's just a lateral move on Goldberg.
that could sum up Goldberg's entire career, though.
Can we just talk about the fact that
just a straight line?
I just love the fact that I was thinking about this the other day, that the Fiend had the title and lost it to Goldberg at Crown Jewel, and then Goldberg lost the title to Braun Strowman, and now at SummerSlam we're doing Braun Strowman the Fiend. Why didn't we just do that match at WrestleMania? Was doing these months of build worth needed? Is that what they're saying, I guess? Would you have just scrapped Goldberg and done this instead? I don't know.
Goldberg needed his contract obligated title run.
His WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that may be it.
I'm over Goldberg.
But
you
also
can stop now.
But also, now that I think about it, that Goldberg thing wasn't supposed to be against Braun. It was supposed to be against Roman Reigns, remember? I think.
Yep.
So I don't even know what's happening anymore. But
you're supposed to get spear versus spear. Exactly how they were going to build it.
Yes. But it turns out not the case. But it doesn't matter. Today is Roman Reigns versus Aleister Black, a heel Roman Reigns. Do you think I've done a good job with heel Roman Reigns?
I think so.
I'm asking seriously. Like, how do you think he's been?
I like it. He's almost, to me, he feels like how I've been building Randy Orton, where they're both like the heels, but they need like a bunch of security backup. Like Roman has LLC and the Usos. You know, he has like basically a whole squad with him at all times. How Randy Orton used to have the Demon with him all the time.
They've almost been like inverse characters of each other.
Yeah,
for the past couple of weeks.
Started out very confident and very cocky and very like ready to take on whoever, and then kind of devolved and broke down after his feud with Drew McIntyre. And Roman kind of started off in a bad way with the Fiend, and now he's making his way back up. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but now we'll see if he can beat Aleister Black in one-on-one action. And Mikey, I got the result right in front of me as I open up this Oscar-worthy envelope. The winner is Roman Reigns.
All right. Roman Reigns beating Aleister Black.
Before we started, we were going over the winners to make sure we are confident in the choices we made.
Mm-hmm.
Aleister Black was originally going to win this match, and then I changed it right before we started recording.
Interesting. Holding Aleister Black's revenge back from him.
Yeah, that would have been if I got observed, if I got Maeve dealt, I would have been like, oh yeah, Aleister Black's winning. But then today I was like, no, Roman Reigns. It's one of those on the day decisions that I did. I feel the reason I did that is for future reasons. Aleister Black does not get his full revenge, so the storyline can in a way continue. But then also, I think there's a storyline there where Roman Reigns wins and see where now Roman Reigns can go.
All right. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see how he comes back as a heel.
And that's
all
I could say on the subject, I guess.
And I'm excited to see what happens to Aleister Black, where he goes from here, too.
Yeah, I and like I said, the part of the reason why it was always going to be originally Aleister Black to win this match, but the reason I switched it was because yesterday I was writing up
because it's Roman and Roman cannot lose.
Exactly. First off, that's reason number one, obviously. But second off, yesterday I was like working on some of my future cards, and because I'm bored and I got nothing to do in this lonely hotel room, because apparently I'm not working or whatever. But that's a diatribe for another day. But I was like figuring out my world title picture, and I was just like, reasons.
Fair enough.
Maybe I revealed too much.
Fair enough.
Let's move on then. Let's see. Where was I? Okay. Next up is Alexa Bliss with, of course, Nia Jax in her corner, defending her title against Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan got this title match when Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley defeated Bliss and Jax to retain their women's tag team championships. So Liv Morgan, because part of that stipulation of the match was that then Ripley and Morgan can both get title shots. Ripley already used hers and lost. Morgan is using hers at SummerSlam.
Remember how a while ago, when Sarah Logan still existed, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan were the Country Club?
Ah, the Country Club.
Are Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley just Fight Club?
Huh. I don't know, but that's pretty good. It's not their official name. They don't have an official name, but yeah, I like that a lot. Is them being kind of known as Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Fight Club. Oh my god, I guess that's kind of true. If I did Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler,
Country Club is still like one of my favorite things we came up with.
I think that was the name you came up with specifically.
Was it? I don't remember. It was so long ago, man.
That sounds like a Mikey name. And also not like that's not a disparaging way or anything.
Our reason was Liv Morgan was at the time she was like the Jersey party club girl gimmick, and Sarah Logan was like the backwoods country kind of gimmick. So we just Country Club. It was good. It was good, guys. I promise.
I agree. I agree. I believe you made it because you're also the person that typically comes up with those sort of creative things on the.
And then there was Empresses of the Night, which was another great tag team name.
Also true.
We've had some good tag team names between us, I feel like.
Yeah, I just make tag teams that exist in real life and use their name, like Two Fly Guys.
Two Fly Guys.
Which I don't think is like canon in the WWE world.
2 Truths and a Fly Guy.
2 Truths and a Fly Guy. But let's talk about this match. Bliss and Morgan. They're having the match. They're fighting it out. Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss. Liv Morgan being someone that was kind of pushing a little bit, teaming up with Rhea Ripley. They're also the women's tag team champions. So if Liv Morgan wins, she becomes
they're unofficially the Fight Club.
Unofficially the Fight Club. If Liv Morgan wins, she becomes 2 belts Morgan.
Oh. 2 belts Liv. All right. I'm sure the marks and the smarks would be really excited about that one.
The stands, if you will.
The stands, yeah, the Liv Morgan stands. I'm very excited about that one.
However,
it's like you know what this reminds me of?
What's
Liv
that?
Morgan winning the women's title. It reminds me of when Dolph Ziggler won the World Heavyweight Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. Like it gives me like that kind of vibes, like the underrated workhorse getting the victory.
That's fair. Well, I never said that Liv Morgan's winning the title, first off, Mikey.
Oh, you said she was winning this match, no?
No. She's not winning this match.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said she was winning this match. I thought...
No. I said if she... I said if she wins. But she is not winning this match.
Aw, rip. Never mind.
Nor is Alexa Bliss.
Oh, no.
Because cashing in mid-match is none other than the submission magician, Shayna Baszler.
Miss Money in the Bank.
Cashing in mid-match. During the match as well. So that happens. Shayna Baszler cashes in and inserts himself, making this officially a triple threat for the Raw Women's Championship. During this match, I want to say before this happens, maybe after, during this match, Alexa Bliss accidentally hits Jax. Jax gets mad about it and attacks Alexa Bliss and leaves.
Yikes.
So they'll slip that in there as well. There's a seeming breakup of Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. We'll see how that plays out. However, the official winner of this match, Mikey, like I said, is going to be Shayna Baszler.
Big moves by Shayna Baszler.
Big moves. Entering mid-match. She's not doing opportunities or anything. She is coming in to this match and wins the big title. Is your new Raw Women's Champion. Mikey, thoughts?
Wow. I knew I should have seen this coming. Shayna Baszler has been hyping up that she's probably going to cash in for a little while now, and she did it. And now Baszler's the Raw Women's Champion. I can't wait to see how you plan on running this title run.
That's a great question. I don't know yet. But I have ideas. The reason I sort of talked about earlier, I think last week, where I said that this match specifically is going to be like setting up a lot of those women's storylines, because I was sort of like in a rut creatively in the women's division. I was in an AEW style rut creatively with the women's division. A little dig there.
I don't think they're gonna run. I think they just are bad at it.
Fair enough. But I was sort of like I was unsure of what to do, and I was like, because I lost Becky Lynch, and I was like, okay, what am I gonna do here? And then I was like, I need to build people up immediately because I had no stars. So I was like, how am I gonna do this? So I've been slowly building up Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. They're still women's tag team champions. Alexa Bliss, Jax have a new storyline potentially, and Shayna Baszler getting the titles. I think that's good because that leaves it open for Baszler to get challenges from Liv Morgan or Rhea Ripley again. Mm-hmm. Plus, Mikey, if you don't remember, on the Raw, do you remember who Shayna Baszler was feuding with in a way before this title, before SummerSlam?
I do not.
Naomi and Bianca Belair.
Right. Yes, that's very exciting.
And if you don't recall, and I will remind you,
Baszler has made a lot of enemies, right?
She's made a lot of enemies. No, but I want to specifically mention that promo where she said, or it was revealed that on this upcoming Monday Night Raw, she had a triple threat match to defend the briefcase against Naomi and Bianca Belair.
Foreshadowing, maybe.
100% foreshadowed, because Baszler specifically said, what if there's no briefcase by then?
Yeah, big foreshadowing.
So big time foreshadowing. Shayna Baszler's new champion. Bianca Belair and Naomi lost out on the opportunity for that briefcase, but maybe they want different kind of revenge. So we'll find out what happens moving forward. I'm opening the doors on this women's division, trying to come up with new storylines to push in all these directions.
Love it.
Okay,
I love all the new branches coming out of this.
I'm doing my best.
All right. Well, next up,
we got a string of SmackDown matches.
We have a little bit of a string of SmackDown matches coming up here. We have first, and starting off that string, we have Adam Cole versus Kevin Owens in the steel cage match. And if Cole wins, Owens quits. And in this match got started maybe like 2 weeks ago. When 2 or 3 weeks ago, when Pete Dunne and Kevin Owens took on Roderick Strong and Adam Cole, and Roderick Strong and Adam Cole won. And then the week after, Owens and Cole had a singles match in which Cole won. And then Owens wasn't happy they lost to Cole 2 weeks in a row, so he challenged him to this big match, and Cole wouldn't accept. So Owens had to put his career on the line to make Cole accept the challenge.
Also, real quickly, I'm going to go back in the archives real quick, but just continue.
And we got this steel cage match. He made it a steel cage match because he doesn't want the rest of Undisputed Era to interfere, which was going to be a problem before they had a match tonight, I'm sure. But in the end, Kevin Owens does pick up the victory and keeps his career intact. And he ends up escaping the cage.
Oh, Kevin Owens gets the victory. Very nice.
Yes, Kevin Owens ends up getting the win here.
Very nice job for Kevin Owens. The reason I was looking up was because back when we first, in our season 1, if we had that, I remember distinctly that there was Undisputed Era where I couldn't remember if they were teaming with Owens or involved with Owens or against Owens back when he was the United States champion.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just looking back to see how they were involved in that. And they were partners back then, Owens and Undisputed Era.
Hey man,
an alliance, if you will.
They went to Undisputed Era, went to Raw, and came back, and things changed.
Okay, well, look at the scoreboard for Undisputed Era tonight. They got a win in the pre-show and a title match next. Then I like how the Undisputed Era matches are all next to each other.
I didn't realize that until just now.
but Undisputed Era got started off the win in the pre-show.
It's just like now for 3 matches in a row, it's just.
I think the audience is going to appreciate that, honestly. That was a hiccup in our putting the match card together. Is the production sound guy being like, seriously?
What? Undisputed Era. Here we go again.
I like the idea, though.
By the end, like, please stop.
Maybe I know you said that like they're probably not all there, but I do like the idea that like Adam Cole comes out with Fish and O'Reilly and Riot. So when Adam Cole and Owens leaves, then it's like Fish and O'Reilly doing their tag match, and then when they leave, it's Riot.
Yeah, they just rotate. I do like the idea of maybe like Fish and O'Reilly coming to the ring and maybe throwing like a chair or something in the like over the cage into the ring for Cole to use, or like before the cage closes they like slide a table in or something, you know?
Yeah, that's some sort of debauchery.
Yeah, I mean, it's Kevin Owens and Adam Cole. Of course, there's going to be like probably a table spot, right? Like, yeah,
I would agree. And I think that also like adds in the sort of idea. It sort of helps booster Ruby Riot's stipulation about having no seconds at ringside. Like if they're all, in a weird way, if they're all being involved as the previous matches, then when it comes there, it's like, oh, you really see that it's just Riot.
mm-hmm.
If that makes sense at all.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, so okay. Kevin Owens
does get the victory, and he keeps his job, and he gets a little revenge on Cole.
Interesting that Kevin Owens wins, because I've always been intrigued, because I feel like Kevin Owens, like I'm trying to decipher why does Kevin Owens get this huge win? Could he be, because I know for a fact at some point Kevin Owens is going to be in the world title picture.
I'm about to say, Ryan, you're overthinking this. You're like, why? What could Mikey be planning to push Kevin Owens? But all you have to hear is Mikey pushes Kevin Owens.
I guess that's fair.
Surprise, some fucking prize, right?
I guess that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see. Well, my thought is like Kevin Owens gets the win, and then you could have him feud of Orton. But then I feel like that would be weird. But because that's Orton win, I don't know. I'm so confused. Maybe you are right. Maybe it is just Kevin Owens wins because Mikey likes Kevin Owens. But Mikey also likes Adam Cole. Maybe he likes.
You're right. Mikey does also like Adam Cole.
I guess he.
Why am I talking in the third person? You're right. I also do like Adam Cole.
Did you say Captain Cole?
I also do like Adam Cole.
Oh well, there we go. We got a head of our Survivors team, Captain Cole.
Captain Cole. Oh man, remember we almost had Captain KO.
And then what happened? He got injured or something? Probably. Well, congratulations to Kevin Owens on keeping his job and earning that paycheck.
Yes. Next up, after that steel cage match, we have Undisputed Era in action again. We have Fish and O'Reilly coming off of their number one contenders match versus One Nation for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And in this match, Fish and O'Reilly pick up the victory, dethroning One Nation. So Undisputed Era is 2-1 on the victory boards tonight, or 3-1 with Fish and O'Reilly getting 2 wins tonight.
Wow, That is a big result. Not only is Undisputed... You're pushing Undisputed Era tonight.
Not only is Undisputed Era leaving with the United States Championship, they're also leaving with the Tag Team Championships.
Again, going back to the idea of Undisputed Era like sneaking in to get this title match. But One Nation...
As soon as Birch and Lorcan got hurt... Or not Birch and Lorcan. As soon as Birch got hurt, I think I knew this is what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I had, like... As soon as Birch got hurt, I was like, all right... Now the storyline is going to be Undisputed Era sneaking their way in and picking up and picking up the win here.
I'm interested to see how this falls out because One Nation have been severely dominant for the past several months, and now that they lost to Era,
I'm sure they won't take this lightly.
Oh, 100% not. I want to ask this question, Mikey. If Birch and Lorcan were still in this match, can you reveal that result?
I think it would have been One Nation.
Really?
I think One Nation would have still retained their title if it was Birch and Lorcan.
And then probably, I would imagine, probably after that, the next challengers would probably be
Undisputed Era.
Ooh, in a Hell in a Cell match. And also, it could be. Did they? No, Ali. They beat Ali and Mysterio in a non-title match. But yeah, then we just push it along to Undisputed Era. I think that makes sense. I think it works. Undisputed Era gets the win here. Now they have a lot more gold under their waist, I guess. Mm-hmm. Good on Era. Well, let's see if they're going to get even more gold.
See if they're going to get even more gold in their last match of the night, which is Bayley versus Ruby Riott. And in this match, the SmackDown Women's Championship match that has been building for weeks when Ruby Riott challenged Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
The winner. And still, your SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley.
Wow. Ruby Riott does not get it done.
Ruby Riott and Adam Cole do not get it done.
No, I'm interested to see, because Ruby Riott gets brought in. Is the idea being that without Undisputed Era on her side, is she not as good? There's that idea that gets brought into my head. Bayley just, getting another solid win under her belt. Bayley still has other challengers like Ember Moon, Asuka, Banks. See where that goes. Of course, there's other people down that roster. Piper Niven, who's been building up for the past several weeks. Niven is also babyface.
I'm very excited for where Bayley goes after this.
Is Bayley a face in this universe?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So Piper Niven is sort of also a face, so maybe not exactly there. But
Bayley's she's a face, but she's not like I'm a hugger face right now. She's like more like aggressive, like get in your business kind of face. Like she's still not going to cheat, but she's not going to cheat. She's not going to like take the easy way out. She's going to fight, but she's going to she's also like aggressive. Like I don't know how to.
She's a Pete Dunne. She's a shoot fighter. She's a Pete Dunne.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, she has like an aggressive streak. Like she's not I'm a hugger Bayley anymore. She's grown from that, but she's still a face.
Yeah, and I get that. Got that SoCal vibe, fighter vibe. I like it. Bayley gets the win and retains the title. Congratulations to Bayley. I honestly was probably expecting One Nation to retain and Ruby Riott to get the win, and I'm also glad though that you did not go that direction.
Mm-hmm. One Nation. Honestly, I need to figure out what's going on now with Undisputed Era and One Nation because that was kind of like a surprise to me, considering I wasn't ready to start that build yet. I got to do it a little early, so I got to think about some things.
I get that 100%. Well, there you go. Bayley Undisputed Era win. Cole and Riott do not get the job done, but I'm interested to see how that goes.
Undisputed Era not completely unsuccessful tonight. They do leave with with some gold around their waists.
Nah, but a solid match, a solid push for Era there.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it a lot. Well, then let's go into the big old Raw match, even though there's another Raw match after this one. Big old Raw match with some big beefy boys and also a Georgia Peach.
Big beefy boys and also AJ Styles.
The triple threat for the WWE Championship. It will be Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles versus Keith Lee. Thoughts on this matchup, Mikey?
Is it two big beefy boys versus one big peachy boy?
Yes. Can confirm. That's what it says on the poster.
Beef versus peach.
Mandy Rose versus Otis. They're in there as well. Yeah.
The beauty and the beef.
Oh my god. Do you think the WWE missed out on the opportunity? Like, I like that Otis is like...
Otis the beauty and the beef?
Yeah, like, Otis is like the ham and everything. That's what they've been going with, is that my peach and my ham. But do you think they also missed an opportunity by doing the beauty and the beef?
I think they absolutely did.
Yeah, what a beefcake Otis is.
Oh, God. Oh, fuck.
Beauty and the beef. Awful. Well, speaking of not awful...
I'm speaking to our Twitter right now.
What's not awful is Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles versus Keith Lee. A match that... Mikey, thoughts on specifically this match? On the build for all this stuff.
Oh, I'm stoked. This is going to be great. This is a huge triple threat match with three awesome competitors, and I'm really, really excited to see how this goes, especially with Keith Lee getting this huge push.
Yeah, Keith Lee is someone that I have taken under my wing, Paulie Dangerously style, and has decided to push extremely well.
You know what's funny? Paulie Dangerously style is right, because Paul Heyman did make this match.
That is true. In a way, that is true. That is canon in this universe, is that Paul Heyman made this match. Because I've been sort of building up Keith Lee a little bit. You know, got a win over Roman Reigns, but also a loss. Got a win over Styles, but also lost. Did get a win over Bryan, which is also huge, and then lost to Brock Lesnar in his first title match. But Styles and Keith Lee kept fighting. Huge pull-apart brawl to close out Raw last Monday. So there's all that into this triple threat as well. Of course, Styles and Lesnar also has a great back history. Did Styles at all challenge Brock Lesnar for this title? I never look back. What was this title match at Money in the Bank? Was there a title match at Money in the Bank? Let me look this up. The Universal Championship? No. Did I not actually have a WWE Championship match? No, I guess I did not. Did I have one at Backlash? Was that the... No, I did not. I did not have one at Backlash either. So then I just had one in Extreme Rules, and that was against Keith Lee. Okay, so Styles never challenged officially. Styles has got himself in by hook or by crook. Doing a lot of metaphors today. But he's in here. Mikey, would you like to know the results of this match?
I would love to know the results of this match. By the way, I just officially sent the tweet of, did WWE miss out on calling Mandy Rose and Otis the Beauty and the Beef?
Was it a poll attached or?
No, but I did at Mandy Rose and Otis. So.
Oh no. I like it. Okay, well then the results for this match are as follows. The winner of this triple threat is your new WWE champion, Keith Lee.
All right, the big man getting the victory. The bill has paid off finally. I'm so excited. I was really hoping Keith Lee was going to win this match because I cannot wait to see a Keith Lee championship run. What a push you're giving him, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I've been pushing him. I've been pushing him for...
Do you see? Look up in the sky. Do you see that? That's Keith Lee because you strapped a rocket to his back.
Oh no. He has no landing gear.
Oh shit. I forgot about that part.
He's going to explode out there.
Goodbye, Keith.
No. I hope I didn't curse myself by saying that Keith Lee's going to get injured in this match. Knock on wood.
Just the intensity you just like knock on wood.
Yeah. Keith Lee, when I said, like, I think I said it on air, but I was saying that, like, the match that I was most nervous about the result was Keith Lee here winning the match. Like, it felt, in a way that felt like necessary and definitive that Keith Lee should get the win here, but part of me is like, is it too soon? Is it?
You know what this feels like to me? This feels like almost like when we put the title on Pete Dunne.
That was my fear. Is that like?
But I think you built this enough that it makes sense and you can make it work from here. I think with Pete Dunne, we put the rocket on his back with not enough plans afterwards.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, what helped me definitively is to know what I'm doing next after SummerSlam. But yeah, I was very concerned and nervous because last time there was someone that I did not feel entirely confident putting a title on was Pete Dunne. And that sort of, I felt like, we sort of talk about it all the time. It felt like it fell apart in our hands there.
Mm-hmm.
But Keith Lee, so I was like kind of nervous, but I was like, I mean, there's been months of build with Keith Lee. He's got big wins over Reigns and Styles and Bryan. I was like, I don't know. I feel like it's Keith Lee makes sense. I think Keith Lee makes sense. And then it was the decision of Mikey. I mean, I'll play my hand slightly here. I'll peek my hand a little bit. Then there was the decision of whether or not Brock Lesnar loses the title, which is what
how will he ever get his appearances now?
How else will he get his paycheck to pay for all those sheep and goats on his farm?
How else will he go contractually obligated like 3 appearances a year?
But not only that, Mikey, storyline. If Brock Lesnar loses the title, that opens up for a new challenger.
Yes.
I was like, is it too early to play that card? My original plan at the start of this year was to have eventually Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns somehow at WrestleMania.
Wow. How original.
How dare you. But obviously...
Who would have seen that coming?
I mean, Brock Lesnar can win back his title, but obviously that's not currently happened. But that also means that because Keith Lee wins, Roman Reigns is free to challenge for the WWE Championship.
You're right. That's true.
And also AJ Styles is there.
Also AJ Styles is there.
I do say, I mean, the way... maybe, and that is partly the reason why AJ Styles is there, is because he is eating the pin here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I don't think it's time yet for Keith Lee
to pin Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
You're pushing him, but not that hard.
Yeah, I'm pushing Keith Lee, but he's not yet achieved that moment. Pinning Brock Lesnar is in of itself its own moment.
I think, yeah, if you're going to pin Brock Lesnar, it's got to be in a one-on-one match, right? Like,
yeah, I would agree. And maybe that's the WrestleMania match. I don't know.
Maybe
we'll find out.
I would like Keith Lee versus Brock Lesnar 1-on-1.
Yeah, that'd be great. And we already had it before at Extreme Rules, and that was, as I said, without actually ever saying the match, this is a great match.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, so we have a triple threat here. Keith Lee wins the title, wins the WWE Championship. The second...
I picture that like in the Extreme Rules match, Brock Lesnar took a spirit bomb and then like popped up and like fell out of the ring and like...
Yes.
Like sold it like crazy.
Yes. Keith Lee is the second ever African-American WWE champion after Kofi.
All right.
So congrats to Keith Lee on that one. Winning WWE championship. I'm excited. I'm excited for a Keith Lee reign. I have ideas of where to go. I have ideas about Hell in a Cell. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah. Speaking of excited about where things are going, Ryan... Next up, we got a big one.
Yes, TLC match, Edge versus Seth Rollins. A match that was like sort of tepid, and then all of a sudden the heat got turned way up.
It was like okay, this is a cool feud. This is a cool.
A little bit of a dream match. You know, you're sort of excited because it's a dream match.
Cool. And then last week it got, or in the go home show, it just like.
It was 2 weeks.
The week before.
Yeah. It was all of a sudden the flame ignited under this rivalry.
It went from like a nice simmer to like, all right, now it's time to sear it.
Yeah, part of me was like, I was playing off the hope that this is a dream match, but then also there's that back history between the two of them, and then I realized like, well, I can't not do that forever. I need to put some heat on this fire, and then I did that whole angle of Christian.
Of Christian literally dying.
Yes, Potato Head style, popping off his neck. Yeah, because Potato Head has nicks.
Yeah, right.
Hey, but yeah, so we have the TLC match here. What happens? What do I have? During the match, Mastiff and Murphy run in and beat down Edge, throwing him into a table. Who could have guessed that? But who makes the save? The Viking Raiders come out. They make the save and distract Mastiff and Murphy, fighting and whatnot.
You're going to think Christian in a neck brace?
No. Viking Raiders run in to make the save and distract Mastiff and Murphy out of the ring. So,
I like that little feud you're also building on the side.
Oh, Viking Raiders and
Mastiff and Murphy and the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, that is something a little bit of a feud. I mean, it was a feud that it was a thing that happened. I believe that was the title match in Money in the Bank. Yes, it was. It was the title match in Money in the Bank. So it was a feud that happened, and then it sort of went on the back end a little bit. And then
also, I like how Edge, the man who stars in the hit series Vikings, is teaming with the Vikings,
which is 100% why there's a relationship
on purpose.
100% why it's the Viking Raiders and not Ricochet and Cedric Alexander,
so they can also push the series.
100% that is why that exists. But yeah, so that's all that. It was revealed before this match, Mikey, I should say, I forgot to say this, that Christian is not in the building. He's still he's still in the hospital. But I need to put a pin in that to be like, he can't. Christian's gone.
Christian is at a local medical facility.
Yes, he's having just like Rey Mysterio, having his neck, and Danny Burch having one of his body parts reattached to his body,
getting his eye put back in.
Yeah. Christian looks around. He's like, "Oh no, my head's so far from my body."
They're reattaching Christian's head to his neck.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Is what I'm trying to say is that Christian looks down and he's like, "Oh, why is my head so far from my body?" And then he realizes that they, instead of hit Christian's neck, they put on Danny Burch's leg, and now it's a whole thing. It's like, oh, we got to do surgery again.
They put Danny Burch's leg on where Christian's head goes.
So dumb. Anyways, do you want the result of this match or what?
Yes, please.
The winner of this TLC match against Edge, where I think is this Edge's first match since his return at WrestleMania, I guess. Oh no, he had a match against Murphy a couple weeks ago. But
I'm gonna say, yeah, didn't he fight against Murphy to figure out the stipulation for this match?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Did he have any? Is this his first pay? I guess my question is this his first pay-per-view match?
I believe so.
I think this is. So in his first pay-per-view match since WrestleMania, I guess. Oh, there we go. Every 6 months. Or not 6 months. Whatever. Anyways, Seth Rollins wins. All
right. Seth Rollins beating Edge at his own game. That's something I didn't see coming.
Yeah, tell me about it. Did you see that coming? What'd you expect?
I thought Edge was going to get the victory here and maybe put this feud to bed for a little bit, and then Rollins was going to come back and do something later. But I guess not. I guess Rollins is taking Edge out basically probably for good here.
Well, he's definitely going to try it once more after the match, because after the match, when he's celebrating his win, he decides that he's not yet finished with Edge.
Oh no. He
has during the match at some point, there's a stack of tables outside the ring. So Rollins drags Edge up a ladder, because his plan is to, push him off the ladder onto the pile, stack of tables to really take him out for good. But someone's got to be making the save, Mikey.
Is it Christian?
No, he's at the medical facility dealing with Danny Burch's leg on the
comeback.
No, he did not. We did not roll that on the randomizer. And it's not the Viking Raiders.
Interesting.
It's going to be Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan saving Edge. The two neck injury boys.
The neck injury boys. Daniel Bryan makes the save.
The two boys who made their miraculous comebacks. Both were told they would never wrestle again, and here they are, wrestling at SummerSlam together. Not together, but they both had matches, kind of. Bryan had like a side of a match.
Runs in, saves Edge off the ladder, pushes the ladder over, because Rollins is also at the top of the ladder, pushes the ladder over, so Rollins falls into the stack of the tables. So Rollins gets the win, but Edge and Bryan get the moment at the end, I guess.
I like this potential fatal four-way you're building. not fatal 4-way, 8-man tag match you're building between Edge, Daniel Bryan, and the Viking Raiders versus Seth Rollins and the Disciples.
And a fourth person.
And a fourth person.
Oh, man, I gotta add a new person to the Disciples.
And a fourth disciple.
Man, if I roll the randomizer and get an NXT call-up, you know I have a new disciple.
That's what, if an NXT call-up goes to Raw, they're just a new disciple.
Automatically. Yeah, I mean, that's also, like, the whole idea is that I've had the Disciples and Monday Night Messiah be, like, against the, the history of, back superstars, all about pushing new people for the future. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, of course, all NXT superstars called up basically become a disciple. But, yeah, so, yeah, there's a little bit of a thing happening here, and I'm interested to see. And I will say here, Mikey, I talked about the idea of what WrestleMania was going to be. Mm-hmm. This moment was planned since the moment we started this season 3.
All right.
I've been planning this moment. Was it a TLC match necessarily? No. But this specific moment with Rollins getting the win and Bryan making the save.
I love it.
Planned. So
the two miracle guys.
Yes, the miracle men.
The miracle men.
But there we go. Seth Rollins gets the win over Edge. And that concludes the Raw portion of the card. Mikey, main event on SmackDown. Talk to me.
Ryan, it's time. The match we have been waiting for.
It's here.
It's here. Drew McIntyre taking on Randy Orton for the Universal Championship. Orton has no demon on his side. This match has been building ever since we started season 3, all the way back, whenever that was.
One could argue since SummerSlam last year when Randy Orton won those titles.
Yeah, this has been a feud basically as old as hit the books.
Yeah,
Drew McIntyre. This Drew McIntyre story and Randy Orton story has been almost as old as this podcast.
Yeah, because Randy Orton was winning all this stuff on Raw. Randy Orton, like we were building up McIntyre this entire time, but over on Raw, Randy Orton was getting built up.
Yeah,
this is, and I will say, Mikey, this is the match where I have no clue who you're picking. I have no idea. I can't even guess. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I'm about to tell you because. Did the year-long title run hold up? Or did it finally come to an end? The winner of the Universal Championship match between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton.
Does it sound good on audio at all? Who knows?
The Hunter Drew McIntyre.
Wow.
Dethroning Randy Orton finally.
Wow.
Drew McIntyre winning the Universal Championship in the main event of SummerSlam.
Huge fate and huge pop.
Oh, of course.
Huge pop. Wow. Oh, and then it even better with Seth Rollins getting the heel to deflate the room a little bit, and then a huge pop out of McIntyre.
Wow. Yeah, it's good. We did some good storytelling here. Edge losing into McIntyre winning, like the crowd being a little sad, and then just bringing them back at the end.
Wow, McIntyre getting the win. The reason I was unsure about who would win. First off, congratulations to McIntyre. But the reason I was so unsure of who would win because I was like Randy Orton. I was like I could see him losing. I could see McIntyre getting the win. I think it's the same sort of thing of Keith Lee of I think the story is going this direction. I think it makes sense. But I could also same thing with a Brock Lesnar. I was I could see Randy Orton retaining. I can see Randy Orton maybe feuding with Finn Balor. I can see Randy Orton maybe having new challengers like a Kevin Owens, which is also maybe a good idea that Kevin Owens won his match because then in my brain I was like Kevin Owens, Randy Orton maybe, and so I could see these things. I felt more confident in McIntyre because that's where the story went, but I felt there was a lot of evidence also suggesting Randy Orton.
I like the idea of this match ending too when Orton goes for an RKO, but McIntyre throws him off, but Orton lands on his feet and hits the ropes, and then McIntyre also hits the ropes, and then they Claymore in the middle.
Oh man, beautiful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he throws them off, and then they both like bounce off of the either end of the ropes, and then just right in the middle of the ring hits him with a big Claymore and pins him right in the middle of the ring, getting that like beautiful end shot. You know,
beautiful moment right there.
That I love when that happens, when the pin happens directly in the middle of the ring, and it's like a wide shot, and you see the crowd like 1, 2, 3. It's best. I miss when wrestling had fans, guys.
Honestly, the last 3 of these matches were huge.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna go back. You know what I've been wanting to do, which I might do later today. I think I'm just gonna rewatch Revolution, because that was the last time wrestling had like a huge crowd. I feel like that was like the last like big pay-per-view with a crowd. I think was AEW Revolution.
I think that might be correct. I'm going through like New Japan,
and
going through WWE.
That pay-per-view was awesome. Anyway,
yeah, because that was like the end of February.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember like New Japan had anything. I mean they had Wrestle Kingdom in January, which is also great. Oh man, that was so good.
I think I'm gonna go back and watch Revolution again.
Revolution was great.
It was great. I just want to watch wrestling with fans again, man.
Well, big ups to McIntyre getting the win here. I think this is a good a good moment for McIntyre. It's like he gets that face turn a little bit, but now he's takes down Randy Orton. Now where does he go? That's the great question: is where do Keith Lee and McIntyre, new champions crowned at SummerSlam, where do either of these men go? Is the question. McIntyre, I know Keith Lee, but I'm very intrigued and interested to see where McIntyre goes.
Yeah, me too.
He says booking SmackDown. he says booking exactly where McIntyre is going to go.
I mean, it doesn't mean I can't get excited about what I'm booking.
That's fair. I was very excited about a lot of these things they said today, like the Keith Lee, like the Seth Rollins Bryan situation. Yeah. Okay. Well, then that is our full SummerSlam pay-per-view. But of course, we're not done just yet, folks. We have a couple minutes left in the show, and that's because every single show, we have the audience vote on which card, Raw or SmackDown, they liked more. They vote on Twitter, and the loser has to get hit with the randomizer. The thing is, on SummerSlam, on pay-per-views, we both have to hit the randomizer on each other. That randomizer, it's a list of things that could be good, it could be bad, it could be NXT call-ups, it could be injuries. It took Birch off the shelf for quite a long time. So it's a huge thing for us, and we're going to have to hit it on each other on this pay-per-view. So Mikey, after a huge, what didn't feel going in maybe like a huge pay-per-view, but I think coming out was a huge monumental pay-per-view. A lot of new champions. I'm nervous, but let's hit that randomizer, baby.
Yep, let's do it. Let's take this time while the randomizer loads to just breathe and hope for the best.
The most nerve-wracking moment of the show for me is the randomizer loading. Because it's just like, what's happening?
All right. Well, Ryan, I have your answer.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I'm so sorry to say, I did not mean to put this fate on you.
Oh, no.
You get a wrestler that's only sick for a week.
Oh, no.
Sickness. Roll a D whatever to see which wrestler is sick for 1 week.
Okay, that's...
So not a big deal for you.
Not a big deal. Not a huge deal for me. And that affects my entire roster, too, because that can affect... Basically, it just means I lose someone on Raw. Or not, yeah, I lose someone on Raw. Okay, so how many people I got on Raw? I got 18. I got 18 plus 12 is 30. I got New Day, which is 3. What am I at? 30, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, or 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. 46 people, Mikey. So if you would be so kind to roll a D46 on my butt. While you're doing that, I will reveal I rolled a randomizer on you.
That's so weird. One of my recent Google search histories is roll a D46.
There we go.
This has happened once.
I hate to say this, Mikey, but I did get a double booking on your butt.
Oh no, Ryan.
Hit the randomizer twice for 2 random actions.
All right. Well, I have your roll if you want to.
If I want to accept this, sure.
If you want to see who's sick before you absolutely destroy me. You rolled a 43.
43? Okay, so what was it, 46?
Out of 46, yeah.
So 46, 45 is the Usos. 43 is Cesaro. 43 is Bobbert Lashley.
Bobbert. Yes. Good old Bobbert.
Bobby Lashley, sick for 1 week. So I just can't use Bobby Lashley. Does it affect me? Yes, it does. Can't use Bobby Lashley. I'm writing it down. Does that affect me? Yes, it does. Bobby Lashley is someone that was going to have a match on Monday.
Well, that's not happening anymore.
Yeah, that is not happening.
Because he got up and got down with the sickness. Ooh-ah.
Okay, well, I got the answer here, Mikey.
Oh, God.
I got both answers here, actually.
Oh, no.
The other one's loaded. First one. First one is a house show injury.
Okay.
Okay, that's... Oh, no.
A house show injury. Interesting.
It's not great, Mikey.
Ryan, why do you... Ryan, I give you a sickness, and this is what you hit me with.
That's fair. House show injury. I think this is the first time we've ever used a house show injury.
This is just getting...
It could be good. It could be bad. We'll see. Roll a D whatever to see what wrestler on your roster gets hurt. Because it's a house show. It could be anyone on the roster.
Oh,
So it might not be anyone on the pay-per-view, but it could be. Then a D10 plus 2 to see how many weeks they're out. If they're on the show, you cannot use them on the show.
Yikes.
So how many people you got on that roster?
A lot.
You got 20 plus 13 is 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Well, 38, I'm not going to count Danny Burch. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Oh, 46.
Weird.
Roll a D46. Let's see. It could affect anyone on your roster. They're out for 10 plus 2 weeks. Number 13.
13.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is Drew McIntyre. Going back over to the heels.
God.
Orton
I
is
counted
11.
ahead.
Cole is 12. 13. Roderick Strong.
Is the new United States champion Roderick Strong?
You cannot use him on this show.
Ugh.
Let me roll a D10.
Ryan, why do you do these things to me? I give you you get a 1 week sickness, and I get the idea for my new United States champion out for a D10 plus 2 weeks.
The D10.
This is just unfair. This is unfair, and then I have another thing after this. This is just unfair treatment,
which I already know in my head. The D10 result was a 4, so that's 4 plus 2. That's 6. Roderick Strong is out for 6 weeks.
Ugh.
I think that means he comes back at Hell in a Cell.
I guess Pete Dunne retains his title by default then.
Roderick Strong cannot be used on the show because the injury happened before the show.
Well, cut that match then. No United States Championship match, I guess.
Oh, sorry. Our next pay-per-view is not Hell in a Cell. It's Clash of Champions.
Clash of Champions, yes.
My mistake. Are you just cutting the match completely or
I don't
replacing
know.
him?
What else do I do?
I don't know. Let's think for a second here. Think for a second. Do you have anything
I don't know
else?
what else to do.
Would it help if I told you
in this match?
Would it help if I told you the second result?
I guess.
It was a spin steal.
A spin steal?
The other booker steals your spin. So I got a bonus spin on your butt, and then you took it from me, so now you have to roll a second bonus on me.
Haha, gotcha, sucker. Fight. This is what you get. The karma comes back and bites you in the ass for ruining my United States Championship match.
Oh, I feel so bad ruining that match. I really like that match.
You don't feel bad for shit. Don't lie to me. This just gets raw the ratings.
Yeah. Mikey, what's up? It's either funny because it's ironic, or it's funny because it hurts you more.
Hey Ryan, guess what I rolled?
What?
Spin steal. The other one who steals your spin. God damn it! I had the opportunity to get back at you a little bit, and the fucking randomizer said no again.
I love how the randomizer wants to give you false hope.
So, anyway, back to you then. You got a double book on me. Then I had the chance for redemption when I stole your spin, and the randomizer said, "You know what? No, give it back."
You know what? I changed my mind. Real Vince McMahon tactic here. Oh man. Okay. I mean, this isn't great.
I mean, what?
It's not great, but it's okay.
Okay.
A not so fair trade.
Okay, so we switch people. So you take somebody from me.
Yes. Well, and I trade a superstar of equal value without your approval.
Great. Sounds good to me.
So I get to let me go over to the Hit the Books PWI 500 rankings. Figure out someone that is... so I am taking someone from your roster, trading with another person of equal value. And part of me is, Mikey, I will be honest, part of me is thinking that this person, whoever I choose, will be joining the Disciples.
It's pretty. Any new superstars coming to Raw are contractually obligated to join the Disciples.
Or I can take someone of the women's division, and I need... I could get a solid challenger for Shayna Baszler.
That is true.
Ooh, man, I did not think about that, but that's a great choice. I could either have an 8-man tag or a storyline with a new person.
I don't know, man.
This just all got tough all of a sudden. All of a sudden, this got really tough. For me, specifically. Just take Piper Niven from you. Shit. Okay, let's see.
The newest disciple, Piper Niven.
Well, we gotta have a women in there. We have a women's roster of this faction. Someone of equal value that I want to take. I'm interested in the women's division. I'm interested in Niven, LeRae, and Cross.
Okay, I like those. Are all good picks.
And in the men's division, I'm interested in the men's division. Who am I interested in? I'm interested in actually possibly just Humberto Carrillo.
Just Humberto Carrillo, interesting. The man who got his dimples surgically removed.
Yes, because he's no longer smiling. So, which would be I think would be a great Disciple member. Ironically, in real life, he's feuding.
I mean, yeah, that's not incorrect.
So those are the people I'm interested in taking. Humberto Carrillo, Cross, LeRae, and Niven. But I have to give someone that is of equal value. So let's go down the list here. I'm going to take Nikki Cross off your hands.
And who am I getting in return?
That's a great question. Who are you getting in return? In return, you will be receiving... Oh, no! Oh, I was going to use them. I'm going to give you R-Truth.
Detective Truth coming through.
I'm going to give you R-Truth for Nikki Cross. And you have no say in this matter. Mikey, thoughts?
All right, I'll take R-Truth.
I think that it's doable. I think there's...
Yeah, it's a fine trade. I just don't know what to do with R-Truth even a little bit.
Well, to be fair, I really did not know what to do with R-Truth up until I had Detective Truth. I did not use him until that moment.
And now that that's decided,
Actually,
I think I need to figure out a replacement for Roderick Strong at SummerSlam. And I think I know who it's going to be.
R-Truth in the Intercontinental title match and a United States title match?
It's going to be Oney Lorcan.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah,
oh, Mikey, that's
I
perfect.
realize because he's a single guy. He's a singles. I'm going to put him on a singles run now. And I figured since he lost out on his opportunity to tag titles, give him a chance at the United States. So Oney Lorcan is taking on Pete Dunne at SummerSlam, but Pete Dunne is getting the win here.
Honestly, Mikey, I think that's a great decision. You know, you lose out on Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne, great match. Lose out on Strong getting the title here, but having replacement being Oney Lorcan, someone that lost a title match earlier, which there's something to say here is that he lost the title match and Undisputed Era replaced him and Birch in that title match and then won the titles. So now Lorcan's replaced Strong.
Mm-hmm.
There's something there. I like it. I like this upcoming feud. I feel like there's something there of Lorcan and Undisputed Era.
Mm-hmm.
Down the line, whenever Birch
I also
returns.
like the idea of Dunne and Lorcan as well.
Yeah, that's like a not bad team that you can maybe feud with Undisputed Era in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When Strong gets back or something.
Yeah.
Because he's only gone for like 6 weeks.
Yeah. Strong is not gone for too long, but it's still just like annoying.
Yeah, it's always annoying when you lose someone.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go. That was our SummerSlam pay-per-view where we rolled a randomizer on each other, and the results were that Bobby Lashley is sick for a week. What else? Roderick Strong gets injured for 6 weeks, and we've traded Nikki Cross and R-Truth.
Yep. A lot of things happened.
A lot of things have unfolded in front of us, folks. There we go. That's our SummerSlam. Mikey, thoughts on the whole card?
Not the card we planned on, but not the card I planned on, but a good card nonetheless.
Yeah, I thought it was a solid show. And I think it's bittersweet for Lorcan again there. I think that's a great decision. I really applaud. That's a great decision. Also, by the way, not only do you get R-Truth, you get 24/7 champion R-Truth.
R-Truth. Hooray.
So get excited.
I'm stoked. Can't wait.
Well, thank you everybody for listening to this week's episode of, well, not even this week's episode, the pay-per-view special, SummerSlam pay-per-view special of Hit the Books. We thank you so much for listening this week. If you like what we do here, then go over and subscribe to the podcast feed that you're listening to. Subscribe anywhere the podcast will be found. Subscribe and listen to Hit the Books on your own. We'll be back all new with another episode this Friday. We're booking our own versions of both Raw and SmackDown. You can also listen on our podcast feed. We'll also have a new episode of Wrestling with Statistics tomorrow on Monday. So go check that out as well. It's basically a show where me and co-host Craig Leask sort of look at review a match or two from that previous week and look at it statistically, break it down in that sense. See what's the story we get from the stats. It's surprisingly interesting, I would say. You can also leave a review if you like what we did here. Leave a review on iTunes. That way we can get more people to listen to our show. And also we want to hear your feedback, whether it be negative or positive. Just make sure it's a 5-star and then leave your negative comment there. Anything else, Mikey?
Did we mention the YouTube channel?
No, I did not.
There we go. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go over there, and we got the video versions of the podcast. We have our 2K outcomes, which we haven't gotten in a while. Hopefully we don't get one soon because we can't do it.
That's true.
And we have a bunch of other content over there, and it would be great if you subscribed over there as well. Turn, as the YouTubers say, subscribe, hit the bell, like the video, comment on the video.
Yeah, go do that. What else? You can also, if you really enjoyed us and really felt comfortable, you can support us at redcircle.com. There should be a link in the podcast description. You can support us there, financially speaking. You can also go to htbpod.com, Why do you want to go there? That's our website, Hit the Books Pod, htbpod.com.
Everything that has to do with the podcast ever is over there.
Yeah, we have a huge backlog archive of every single card we've ever released. And I'm really selling it now is because this is our pay-per-view. So not only will we have a backlog archive, but we'll have the past 5 Raw and SmackDowns on there, along with this SummerSlam card that you can read up coming soon. I think it'll probably be like Monday or Tuesday that come out. But then we'll also have, the updated, it was a SummerSlam, so we have a title change. We'll have that updated title change list there, the championship history. But also after pay-per-view, we'll have those updated rankings for you as well. So you can always check that out at htbpod.com. See who's the new number 1 contenders. I have a feeling it's going to be the same people that are already there, since they both won their matches and both won title changes. I imagine it's going to be them for quite a while. Anything else, Mikey? Anything else to get off your chest?
I think that about wraps it up.
Yes, besides being very upset.
Besides being very upset at so many different things happening to me today. SummerSlam did not turn out the way I wanted it to turn out. We missed out on a solid match, but I think we got another solid match in return, and I lost Nikki Cross. But
hey, you weren't using Nikki Cross.
That's true. I wasn't really doing much.
You weren't using Nikki Cross, and I have ideas for Nikki Cross.
All right, well,
that sounds creepy.
There you go.
I don't like that. I don't want to end on a creepy note. I have an idea for Nikki Cross. Okay, yeah. So go check out all of those things. We would greatly appreciate it. And I guess that will be it for us. We'll see you next Friday for an all-new episode of Hit the Books. Until then, for Mikey, I have been Ryan. We'll see you next time. We've got 2 words for you.
Book it.